everybody, I'm Dawn. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for visiting with me today. So today, well, in this video, I'm making another video later today, but in this video, I want to discuss Madeline Soto a little bit more. There are just a couple things I want to touch on. One thing is regarding Jen Soto, and this is way out there, but it's just something I've seen a few people mention here and there, and I heard it mentioned by one of the panel guests on Vinnie Politan. Unfortunately, I can't find that clip, and it was a very long time ago, well, a couple weeks ago, but it was suggested that maybe, and I do not believe this theory personally, but I just want to put it out there. It is suggested that maybe Jen, during that interview on the day after Madeline went missing, with her inconsistencies and her looking up and the odd behavior and how her story aligns perfectly with Stephan's, even though we now know that his story was complete BS. Maybe the suggestion is maybe she is at this point working with the police. Maybe they'd already interviewed her or taken her aside, let them know, look, are you willing to work with us? Now, that is a TV trope. I feel like that's a plot device they use on shows like SVU and stuff. I do not think that it might be a real thing police do every once in a while. I don't know, but I don't believe that's what it is. But it's been suggested. It was suggested by an expert in the field. So I thought, I would just bring it up and see what you think. Again, I don't believe that's the case, but it could be, I guess. It sure could be. And another thing I want to bring up, and I know I've brought this up several times before, but I just want to bring it up again because I think it's so important to remember this case. A long time ago, I think it was 2011, I believe it was around 2011. I don't have my dates accurate right now. But, Casey Anthony was found not guilty of unaliving Kaylee Anthony. All they had was circumstantial evidence. And when I went over the evidence recently, and I do talk about it in an earlier video, the evidence was, in my opinion, my unprofessional opinion, just my opinion from watching true crime my entire life, the evidence was weak, seriously weak. Especially the thing with the heart stickers, that was just grasping at straws. The evidence they collected, it was all circumstantial and it was really weak. And a jury is not going to convict to someone in a death penalty case with that kind of evidence. They're just not. You're not going to get 12 people to agree on that. So there's that. And that was in Central Florida. So you have to think about it. The state of Florida doesn't want another screw up like that, because we all know, I think we all know what Kaylee Anthony did. We all know, not Kaylee, Casey. We all know she did it. We just don't know how. And again, like I've said before, it's not what we know. It's what can be proven in a court of law, and they didn't prove it. We know it, but that's a whole other story. Not guilty is a lot different than innocent. So far in the investigation, it is suspected by, again, the panels, experts and stuff, that they only have circumstantial evidence. They don't have physical evidence connecting Stephan Stearns to the crime of unaliving Madeline. They have plenty of evidence against him in all these other heinous crimes against that child. And I'm disgusted by them. And, I read the full charges and as they were, what he did to her. And it is so disgusting. It made me nauseated to read it. It's just, it's awful what he did to her. As early as 8 years old, maybe earlier, but they don't have recorded evidence prior to earlier than 8 years old. So, you know, and then there's some people that suggested maybe she unalived herself. And then the question was asked, well, why would they hide her body then? Well, first of all, I don't believe she unalived herself. I don't believe that at all. And secondly, if she did, the reason they would hide her body is to hopefully hide the evidence of abuse. Because I said that word that YouTube doesn't like, but they would want to hide the evidence of what he's done to her, because according to the affidavit, the most recent recorded images were on February 26th, 2024. So, you know, and that was the day Madeline was reported missing. So, and she was accounted for at her birthday party. So sometime between the end of her birthday party and very early in the morning the next day, she was unalived. And, I think it's enough for me to just see him get charged with it, but I want to know why. I mean, we know why. We knew one way or another his dirty little secret was going to be found out, and we found it out anyway, Stephan, you pig. We found it out anyway. But yeah, he disgusts me. He disgusts me. And the other thing I want to discuss is, because I got yelled at again about this because people aren't understanding. So the legislation that Governor DeSantis signed, I believe in October of 2023, it was late 2023, I think it was October 2023, that capital S battery against a child under 12 can be punishable by the death penalty. Life imprisonment without the chance of parole up to the death penalty. And that is for capital S battery against children under 12. I understand that he was doing these things to her after she was 12, but that death penalty wouldn't apply to those crimes. Hopefully that is clear this time. He's going, and also I wanted to point this out too, because I've pointed this out before. There are some experts, and I have a friend that's a prosecuting attorney, and I talked to her about this. She thinks, and other experts I've seen, like on Vinnie Politan and stuff, Court TV, agree that they can seek the death penalty on him for the crimes he committed against her before she was 12. But it's likely that would be argued as unconstitutional because legislation wasn't signed until October of 2023, when those, after those crimes were committed. So, and it's also believed that that is unconstitutional anyway. You can't take a life for a life that wasn't taken. But when let's assume Madeline wasn't deceased. Her life was ruined. You destroy a life when you do that to a child. You destroyed their life. Hopefully they come out of it. I came out of it, on the bright side, but not everyone does. A lot of lives are destroyed forever because of that kind of ABUSC. So what was my point? So I don't think that the death penalty is unreasonable for someone who would hurt a child. I think it should be anyone under 18. But anyway, I'm pretty sure, I feel pretty confident that he is going to be charged with her unaliving, and I do believe that the state will seek the death penalty. That's probably why they want to take their time with this, because they don't want another Kaylee Anthony situation. Kaylee never got justice for what happened to her. Never. And she never will. And it's just disgraceful. So we want justice for Madeline. We absolutely do. We're going to get justice for one thing, but I don't want to say we're going to get justice. It's not our justice. It's justice for Madeline, but we need justice for everything he's done to her. Another thing, it was brought up that, you know, why do so many people think it was him? They're not thinking it was mom. It's possible it was mom. I don't believe it was. It is possible, though. You know, maybe mom viewed Madeline as competition for a man's attention. It's been done before. So that's also another possibility. I don't think it is. I think this is all Stephan. Another thing I wanted to bring up was, it's possible he brought her to somebody after the party and someone else did stuff to her. You know, that he's sharing her. He doesn't really seem like the type that would share, but, you know, for the right price, you know, he is a scumbag. Any number of things could have happened to that child, and I hope we find out soon. At least, I hope that someone gets charged with her unaliving soon. At least that, if nothing else. So anyway, that's it. That's all I have to say on this matter right now. I just wanted to try to clarify some things and bring a couple little details up. I found a really great channel called Guilty of Crime. It's a delight. She's a delight. Go check it out. A great channel. But I will try to link it down below if I remember. But you know, I forget all the time. So anyway, thank you for watching, and I will talk to everyone later. Bye.